All right, you guys, welcome back to the podcast. Have a very special guest. You guys probably have seen him before on my YouTube channel. He's my personal CPA. He's the CPA for many of you that follow me here on YouTube or in my coaching program, Mr. Joe Angel. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Brandon. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Joe, I wanted to, we got a lot of good feedback on the video you and I did. Must have been almost a year ago now. And I think a lot of agents get a lot of value from that. And I know you do a lot of work with the agents in my coaching system. And I want to talk today about some additional tax strategies that real estate agents may or may not know, their CPAs may or may not know, their accountants may or may not know, on how to increase the profitability that a realtor will have so that they can have more money to invest, have more money to buy the things that they want, have more money to take their families on vacation. The whole goal with the work that you and I do together is bringing value to the real estate agent community to increase their net profit. Does that make sense?
Yep. No, that's it. Maximize deductions. At the end of the day, we don't leave our families and children not to leave with the most amount of money possible. So that's the idea. What I see, Brandon, with realtors, the two biggest things, and we've talked about this before, is how they're set up with their structure and are they taking advantage of the proper deductions out there? And right now, this 2021 tax year, this final quarter, it's critical for planning. You ask why? 1/1/2022, you're going to have a brand new tax reform. And there's elections and things that can be done now that can set you up for the future. They're not going to be available moving forward. The 2022 tax reform, it's really going to affect small businesses like our realtors.
Wow, that's huge. And I would love for you to bring that to the live summit at the end of this month when you're on stage with me and talk about that tax reform, because that the audience, I think, will get great benefit from that. We don't need to get too much into it now, but like maybe what are some of the big changes that you think will have the biggest impact, do you think?
Well, the tax rates across the board, the current tax rates across the board are going up. So where President Biden ran on only people making over 400,000, that's not the case. If you make $5, you're going to pay more taxes than you do now. Okay.
Wow.
That's massive. For realtors and small businesses, there's a Qbi deduction. So basically kind of high level, gross income minus expenses equals your net number. Okay. Under the current tax reform, you were taking another 20% RIP deduction off that number, lowering your taxable income. That's going bye-bye. We've talked about bonus depreciation on vehicles, right? You buy a vehicle, new or used, finance it, cash it out. Either way, currently, you can take that entire purchase price as a deduction. That's going away. So here you are, you're kicking around. Maybe I want to buy that SUV. These are on high weight vehicles, gross vehicle weight over 6,000 pounds. Maybe I'm going to do this year. No, I might wait till next year. Well, guess what? If you wait till next year, you're not going to get the bonus depreciation.
Wow.
This is just a couple of the many items. And like you said, I'm really excited for your seminar coming up at the end of the month, and we can dive deeper into this stuff.
That is insane. I mean, I had no idea, and I mean, you guys, this is why having a high level CPA, like this is not a sales pitch for you to go work with Joe Angel, but you should go work with Joe Angel. like I'm going to put all your stuff underneath this video, Joe, for people that want to reach out to you. But I cannot tell you guys enough, and I can't stress enough, the work that Joe does for me personally in my business to help me. And these are just some of the ways. So that's really good stuff. There's another thing that recently I learned about that, I think that you make fun of me about, because they're like, dude, I've been doing this for 25 years, man. Get with the thing. We'll get with the times. But I just learned about this thing called the Augusta Rule.
Yeah.
And it absolutely applies to realtors, and they can use this strategy because most realtors work from their home nowadays. And so can you walk us through what it is, how it works, and how an agent might utilize this strategy in their tax strategy?
Yep, they call it the Augusta Rule, based in Augusta, Georgia, where the Masters is played every year, allowing those individuals basically to rent out their home for 14 days max and not have to claim that as income. The rent that you charge has to be reasonable. Okay, it can't be outrageous. But for your example with a business owner,
right?
You have your business, you can pay rent if you're using this. Now you have to use the home for business type activity.
Absolutely.
But you pay rent, you get the rent deduction over here, and you don't have to claim it as income over here. Okay.
I think that's phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah, no, it's a great little loophole. It's for those people down in Augusta once a year. They rented out their house. They weren't really a rental, right? It was their primary. That's why it's a separate rule away from rental rules.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why I make such a big deal about this, but I think it's just a really cool thing, because can't most real estate agents utilize this strategy?
100%. We use it for not just agents. Think of it this way. Let's say you want to have some coworkers over for dinner, right? That's a meeting, right? That's a meeting right there with, let's say, your board of directors or whoever it may be. You're utilizing the home for business. The key thing, it can't also be your primary business. It can be your primary residence, but it can't be your primary business too. Okay. Documentation is critical. In the 20 years I've been doing this, I had it looked at one time. It wasn't the reason the person got audited. It was part of the audit. And they just wanted to see documentation, how this was used for business activity.
Love it. Well, let me give you guys that are watching this replay on YouTube a little strategy based on what Joe's talking about. One of the things I coach or teach all my coaching clients, Joe, is to throw an annual client appreciation event at their home. And this would be a great example of something where you have certainly your top past clients, your top 100, I call it. You've got your CPA partners like Joe, you've got your divorce attorneys, you've got all your referral partners there. This would be an example of something that potentially could fall into this bucket. Is that right?
Absolutely. You can take the rent side of it. And then, like you said, that annual party, all those expenses associated with that party. People also like those annual outings, those annual trips. Now your travel, your meals related to the travel, that can all be deductible too.
Yeah, man, that's phenomenal. Well, good stuff, Joe. I wanted to keep this nice and short. After our summit at the end of the month, maybe you and I can do a longer webinar to go through all the new 2022 tax changes. Man, oh man, I had no idea all that was changing. And this is why it doesn't matter which way you believe politically, but this is why tax reform information is so critical, to know what people are doing and how it affects you personally, because I don't want to get too into it, but like traditionally speaking, it's like when you have somebody in party, someone in office that is more on the left hand side of things, that they help people that are lower income earners from a tax perspective, but that's not the case here. Is that what you're saying?
That's not the case here. That's right. Across the board tax rates. And again, like I said, critical. You can do stuff now in 2021 that you won't be able to do in 2022. Certain elections, certain purchases that will set you up for the long run. So, like I've always said, people watching this, complimentary review, consult, set up a conference call, talk through your particular situation. As Brandon said, I'm really looking forward to your summit at the end of the month, and we can dive deeper into this stuff.
I love it. And you can practice, I don't know, tax law, whatever it's called, in all 50 states?
Yeah, my license is for all 50 states. Currently, I have realtors in 42 out of the 50 states. So, each state's different. Like here in Michigan, where me and you are, the S corporation rule makes sense. Well, guess what? In Tennessee, there's reasons why you can't go S corporation, right?
Got it.
And that's just one example. Yeah, we're versed in every state.
All right. So you guys, no matter what state you're in and you're watching this, I'm going to link to all Joe's info right beneath this video in the description. So just expand the description and it'll be the first thing in there. You'll be able to call Joe's office, email them, set up a conference call. And Joe's team, like they have done for me for so many years, can really help you guys. So Joe, thank you so much. Until next time, appreciate all the value you give to our community.
Of course. Thanks, Brandon. We'll talk here soon.